Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Total Talk, hosted by me, Latwana Thornton. So, today's segment is going to be about women empowerment. I'm just going to briefly talk about 7 ways that I think would be helpful to empower women. Now, you could be a woman yourself and try these 7 things, or you could be a man. It doesn't matter, it applies to both. So, the first way that I think women can be empowered is by being a role model. If we stand together and support each other against the obstacles that we face every day, we can in turn eventually become empowered. So, being a role model means being confident and showing other women that being strong and powerful prevails. The second way that you can empower women is by watching your language. So we could start by not calling each other bitches, hoes, sluts, or other derogatory names, and realize that we set the tone of how other people speak to us based on how we speak to one another. So there's been plenty of times where I've heard men say, oh, yeah, it's not a problem if her friend calls her a bitch, but I can't say it. So right there, it just lets you see that, when a man sees other women calling other women B words, then they think that it's okay to, talk about them the same way. But by watching what we say about other women, we could slowly change the way that society views certain words. And then eventually, using that word to describe a woman or to refer to a woman can eventually stop being used overall. If you think more carefully about what we say and how we say it, it's sure to make a difference. Excuse my few mistakes, guys. I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head. Another way is by giving compliments. So that's the third way. Going along with what we say, take the time to compliment another female. This adds to the confidence aspect. And when we uplift each other, we're empowering one another to reach our full potential. So sometimes I see other women look at other women, and like one could be looking at the other woman thinking in her mind, oh, I like that hair tie that she has on, or I like that shirt that she has on, but she won't say it out loud for whatever reason. I don't know why. For some reason, women don't like to compliment other women. I guess, over time it got to the point where it feels awkward or whatever it is. But when one woman is staring at another woman and she doesn't say the compliment, if it's a compliment that she's thinking, then the other woman gets offended and may feel like, what is she staring at? Or sometimes it comes out like, they'll come out and say it like, what are you looking at? And they respond negatively when in fact, maybe the person really just thought you had pretty white teeth, or maybe they liked your bag, or maybe they liked, your appearance or your makeup. Either way, there's nothing wrong with complimenting other women. And I don't know why women feel that that's a problem. Like, we should compliment each other more. I don't have a problem complimenting other women, but that's just me. But I'm just saying, like, as far as empowering women goes, we should start to compliment one another and not feel like, saying a compliment to another woman makes you any less of a woman, or I don't really know what the reason why, but compliments. It's a good thing. The fourth way of empowering women is by speaking up. So if you see a woman being mistreated, say something. You can say something to her. You can say something to the person who's mistreating her. Just advocate for her not to be mistreated, whichever way it makes sense to do it, depending on the circumstances. Because every time we're belittled, it impacts each and every one of us. And by speaking up, you're letting the world know empowering women should be taken seriously. The fifth way is by starting early. Early. Daughters more important than anything, need to be instilled with this. Daughters need to know that they're beautiful. They need to be told that they're beautiful, whether it's from their mother or their father. They need to be told that they're beautiful. They need to be told that they're unique. They need to be told that they're creative. They need to be told that they're talented. Any type of positive personality trait that you could put into a daughter, you should do it. You don't have to do it every day, but you should do it very often. Whenever you think to do it, just say it, because this also goes back to building confidence. And as I said, starting early. If you start early with a girl when she's young, let's just say 5, 6, 7, 8, and she gets used to hearing this up until she's 13, 14, 15, and it's still going to continue on. After a while, it's going to be stuck in her mind. What you hear often growing up eventually becomes your reality, and you start to believe it. Especially as teenagers care a lot about what their peers think. What their peers think of them matters to them most. But kids, on the other hand, care a lot about what their caregivers think. So if they're already hearing they're beautiful and all these positive things growing up, when they go out into the world and they meet with other people who are mean or may not tell them the truth about how they really look or how they really are, because they may be jealous or whatever, or again they feel awkward or whatever the case may be, they're not receiving the compliments from their peers, it'll already be instilled in them and they'll already feel it. Me growing up, when I was growing up, I was always told how beautiful I was. My father, my mother, family, period. Strangers. So this was always in my head. So when people tried to talk about me when I was a kid, it didn't bother me because I already felt confident and I was sure of who I was long before I started dealing with other people. And when you do that, you're creating a foundation for the daughter not to have low self-esteem. Self-esteem is built upon what others think of you. So if they're not being told this and their self-esteem is low, once they get out into the world, they're going to be vulnerable, and it's going to be easy for people to hurt them or make them believe things about themselves that's not true, or even make them deal with mistreatment or deal with things that they wouldn't be dealing with if they felt more confident within themselves. Let them know that they could do anything they put their minds to. Doing this can and will create a new generation of women. Because right now, with women, thinking that twerking is cute on social media for the world to see and dressing provocative, all those things stem from low self-esteem. They don't believe that they can use their mind or their talents to get attention. Instead, they use their body and things that they feel appeal to other men, which in turn is not even giving you a chance to let people see you for who you are, because all you're doing is exposing yourself in other ways that is not really necessary for the whole world to see. That's probably what you want to do when you're in the comfort of your own home with your man or what have you. The sixth way is accepting all women. We need to stick together. Stop sleeping with men who belong to other women. Stop talking to other women with no respect. Stop supporting songs or fashion or services that downgrade women. There's so many songs out there that calls us bees and hoes and talks about us sucking this and sucking that and wear a thought and wear a this. And you know what? We go along and we sing it. I'm just going to use this for an example. Look at Cardi B. I'm not saying nothing towards Cardi B as far as, her talent goes. She has talent. She came from the bottom. She made it. I'm happy for her. However, her song that she made, Bodak Yellow, is complete and utter disrespect to another female. Now, whoever she's talking about, whatever she experienced in her life, maybe females did whatever to her that made her, feel the way how she felt. Obviously, that's what happened. But going against other women to the point where you're making a song that is arguing or belittling another woman, I'm not saying nothing about Cardi B. She's number one on the Billboard charts. All I'm just saying is that the content of that song, what it stands for, it's actually going against her own self because she's a woman. We're the same species. So for you to make a song disrespecting other women when you're a woman yourself, what sense does that really make? And guess what? All the other women, because now she's a role model, right? I talked about being a role model earlier. Other women, other young girls, men even, are singing this song and, you know, they're jamming to it. Yeah, you can't F with me if you wanted to. And all this stuff is all disrespect towards her own kind. So when we stop hating one another and start to love one another and accept each other, we wouldn't have to make songs like that, and it wouldn't be a trend to be disrespecting your own kind, and now it's to a point where it's glorified. I don't agree with that. Like I said, not taking away from her talent or anything of that nature. I know what she's been through. You know, she knows how to rap. That's good. She's pretty. She dressed nice. All that good stuff. But the content of her song is being played around the world as #1 on the Billboard charts. And what it stands for is downgrading women. There's no way we could be empowered if we follow a leader like that and we're agreeing with the lyrics of the song and we believe that that's our reality. This is why I said creating a new generation of women, because the generation of women that we have right now, we don't know ourselves. We don't know ourselves. We don't know who we are. A lot of the things that we do is for the attention of a man. It's for the attention of, you know, not paparazzi, but popularity. It's not genuine and it's not authentic anymore. The last way that you can empower women is by being kind. Being kind to women shows that you respect all women and appreciate them. Women are one of the most unique creatures walking this earth. Think about this. We carry and create children in our bodies, then we go through excruciating pain to deliver the baby. After the baby is born, the baby can live and survive off of just breast milk alone, with no other solid food for up to a year. This means our body is so unique that it can grow humans inside of us multiple times even, and then create a secretion that gives the child all the nutrients it needs to grow. You don't have to feed a child vitamins. You don't have to feed them vegetables. You do have to feed them that, but if you feed yourself it and just give your child breast milk only, the kid is going to grow and be nourished and actually have weight on it and everything, like as if it was eating solid foods. I could go really deep with this, but that's just one of our unique qualities, and I don't have enough time to go that far in as much as I would like to. But just remember that we are queens and should be treated as such. So like this video, share this video, comment if you want to, you know, suggest a topic that you'd like me to touch on or talk about. We could share ideas. I'm open to that too. But just remember that when you see a woman today, think about those 7 things that I said to empower her. Because guess what? If women are broken down, which at this point in our generation we are, if women are broken down, how can we be functional to our full potential? How can that mother who needs to eat healthy give her child breast milk to nourish them if they're broken down? They won't feel good to do it because there's no compliments, there's no kindness, there's no acceptance, there's no respect for the way how you address her. She's not being taught at a young age. So a woman is a very important role in society. So are men. I'm not downplaying men. Maybe I'll do a segment about men too at another time. But right now, we need to empower our women. It's so vitally important because women also help the world go round. If men didn't have women, then they would be broken down too. And there are men out here that are broken down. But women, you know, we have enough patience, energy, and time to raise children, to to nurture them, to nurture our own bodies, to go to work and come home and still be on a second shift, taking care of a household, making sure dishes is clean, making sure you teach kids things, making sure you nurse them. We have so many different roles to play. But if we don't feel empowered, we're not going to be able to work to our full potential. So thank you again, guys. Thanks for watching. So again, this is LaTwana Thornton on Total Talk segment.